Okay, Waleed, thanks for asking this question. As always, I'm not going to do the solution for you. It is an assignment, but I'll try to help you out as best I can, as fairly as I can. So what's going on beforehand here? Well, we got this mass M1 and this mass M2. They're going to have a collision, and their masses are the same. Take a look at that, same masses. So when you're doing some equations, don't use M1 or M2, just use M. And M1 is moving with a velocity V1, and I'm going to say that V1 is positive 5.4 meters per second x hat. I'm going to pick that as a direction. It's nice and simple. It's along one of the axes, very convenient. Second, M2 not moving, just sitting there. Then they have a collision. After the collision, M1 takes off at 33 degrees. M2 takes off at 46 degrees. Since there was no y momentum here, it was all x, I can't have any y momentum here. So if I get one moving upward, which gives it positive y momentum, the other one has to move downward so that we can have negative y momentum so that their sum will be zero y momentum. Has to be. I didn't have any y momentum here. But overall, momentum is conserved. And that's what I've written down here. So that means this green arrow, which represents the momentum before the collision, it equals adding up the blue arrow with the red arrow together. These two have to add up to that one. So we're adding vectors here. That's what they're trying to tell you. So how can you solve it? Well, you can do it with a diagram. I've shown you some of those already. And then apply sine law, cosine law, geometry, trigonometry, and you can solve it. It can be done this way. I've seen students do that, these types of questions. Or you could try component methods. I've seen students be successful with components on these types of questions. Either one's fine, but this is what it's telling you. This is the setup. Okay, 17, the next one. The masses are not equal here. Mass A is greater than mass B. Like you got these two masses, mass B, mass A. A is not moving. Velocity A is 0. V is moving. It has some velocity. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to call it VB. Okay, and I'm going to say that this is all along what I've drawn in here, the x-axis. I'm making this green direction here the x-axis. That's what I'm doing. What do we know? We know that after the collision, MA takes off at 67.8 degrees to the original direction, and MB takes off at 30 degrees to the original direction. And we also know that if you were to take the quotient, the ratio, okay, the dividing them, okay, the magnitude of this velocity and the magnitude of this velocity, if you were to put them into a fraction, okay, a ratio, so that you have magnitude of VB prime velocity divided by magnitude VA prime velocity, just the magnitudes. If you were to divide them, you'd get 3.3. That's what we've been told. That's the magnitude represented here and the magnitude represented there. What do they want you to find? Well, they want you to find the magnitudes of the mass. How are you going to do that? Well, it's all based around conserving momentum. Now, you can either do this with a diagram and trig and geometry, sine law, cosine law, right? Where you would draw a diagram showing that this momentum here, okay, equals this momentum plus this momentum. You're adding vectors, so you'd have to set up a diagram. And I've seen kids be successful with this type of approach to these types of problems. Or perhaps you want to use components. That'll work too. All right, that'll work too. You know the angles, you can break things down and move forward. But it's all based on the law of conservation of momentum. And then how you decide it is up to you. It's all I really feel comfortable saying. I do want you to try this on your own. Thanks for asking. Take care. Bye-bye.